Hey, welcome back to my garage. Now this week I needed to make a door, and it's kind of an oddball size. It's shorter than normal, it's hollow core, and it has to have a maple finish. Now I could order this door, but it takes a long time to get it and it's kind of expensive, so I'm gonna make a door. Hi, my name is Bob and I love my two-car garage. Now the core of this door is going to be made out of this poplar that I bought. When you choose the frame or the inside parts for your door, you got to make sure you got nice dry stuff that's nice and straight. First thing I'm going to do is cut down this poplar to 3 inches wide. That's going to make my top rail and my bottom rail for the inside of my door. Now the overall height of my door is 40.5 inches. It's a small door, it's a short door. That's why I'm making it myself. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stiles for this inside frame of my door 40.5 inches. So these are the rails of my door, and these are gonna be the stiles for my door. Right now they're too thick, so I'm gonna plane them down on my little planer. Now the easiest way to put this door frame together would be to use pocket hole screws here, and they would be plenty strong, but the better way is to use mortise and tenons and do this all without any fasteners. So that's what we're going to do. So on my tiles, I'm going to cut a groove right down the edge on one side. That's going to serve as my mortise. I got my stiles cut to length. Now I need to cut my rails to length. Now, the overall width of my door is 30 inches. I'm going to subtract 5.5 inches, which is the width of both of my stiles. And then I'm going to add the depth of my mortise right here, which is 11/16. So I'm pretty sure after I do all that, that the length of my rails is 26 1/8. Pretty sure. And now I'm going to cut my tenons on my rails on my table saw with my dado head. This is the anatomy of my slab door. I've got 2 stiles, 3 rails. This one's just in there for a little extra support for this door skin. And up on the latch side here, I've got a lock block that's going to go in there so that the doorknob has a place to mount. And so now I'm going to go ahead and glue and clamp this together. Alright, so at this point we want to make sure this is square, so I'm going to measure from corner to corner, see what we got. Maybe a 1/16 of an inch off. I could put a clamp across it this way to make it perfect. This little lock block is going right up in here in the latch side. Can't have too many clamps around when you're doing this kind of stuff. All right, the next step is to glue this door skin down to this door frame. Now, I can just glue it and tiny nail it, but then I got those tiny nail holes to deal with. I could glue it and clamp it, which takes a lot of clamps. Could do that, or I can glue it and just weight it down with a bunch of stuff like sandbags and bricks and stuff like that. However, I have a friend that's an expert at vacuum bagging. So we're at my friend Dave Terry's house, and he's going to help me vacuum bag this baby. So we're putting glue on both sides, on the door skin side and on the frame side, trying to kind of spread it out right up to the edge. Putting 4 little tacks in each corner so it doesn't move around when we vacuum bag it. So that right there is what you call a vacuum packed door. We had it bagged up for about an hour and a half. He's kind of worried. He thinks the glue didn't dry sufficiently, but I think it's good. I could have glued on both sides that way using the vacuum bag method. However, I cut this piece too short yesterday and I didn't have it with me when I took it over to my friend's house. So I'm going to glue this other side on kind of the old-fashioned way, the way most of us would be able to do it. I'm just going to put glue all over it and weigh it down with a bunch of stuff and let it dry. And a cheap plastic putty knife works pretty well too. So the weigh it down method seems kind of Mickey Mouse, but it does work pretty well without investing in a lot of expensive equipment. So we took the sandbags off this door right here, and that we glued the other side down with. The vacuum bag side worked way better than the sandbag side, but either way will work. But if you can do the vacuum bag thing, really works well. The edge right here, we cut this a little bit big. We're going to come back with a flush cutting bit, trim off the edges. And now we're just barely breaking the edge with a sanding block and some 120 sandpaper. Notice we labeled the hinge side and the latch side and the top because it's not manufactured the same. It's not the same inside. And that, my friends, is how you make yourself a beautiful little hollow core maple door. All right, well, here's the finished product all stained up, and I put a polyurethane matte finish on it. I think it turned out really nice. Now I want to leave you with this proverb that says, "Do you see a man skilled in his work? He will stand before kings." What does that mean to you and to me? That means you want to do your very best because people are going to notice. And you know what? I kind of like it when people notice. Don't forget to like and subscribe.